Today, I'm going to be giving you the most up-to-date, best hero pet combinations in the game. But I'm not going to be giving you my opinion or searching the internet for the right combination. No, I'm going to be backing it up with cold, hard facts from the pros themselves. Here's how it's gonna work. Recently, Clash of Clans held a tournament called the Clash Masters Gold, and in this tournament, teams played for $50,000 and a seat in the World Championship. I went through every single attack in this tournament to see what combination of pets was used. Then I put the combinations into a spreadsheet to see what the pros think the best ones are. In total, there were over 200 attacks, so the result of this study is a 3-star quality. See what I did there? Also, after we figure out the best combination of pets, make sure to stick around because I'm going to be talking about how you can upgrade your Clash of Clans account more efficiently to get to this optimal combination a lot faster. Now, like a good villain in any movie, let's start with the easy ones first. The Royal Champion had Diggy paired with it approximately 100% of the time. Out of 209 attacks, sorry I did miss one, everyone used Diggy on the Royal Champion. This combination is like the perfect relationship, the happy ending, the example you could use to make fun of your friends. Look at this guy, he doesn't know to put Diggy on the Royal Champion. It's a perfect pairing and something you should be using every time. Now, what about the Queen? Pros used the Queen with her noble steed, the Unicorn, 208 out of 209 times in the tournament. Once she was used with the Yak, and honestly I have no idea why. I'm almost certain it was a mistake, but maybe this one player knows something that all of us don't. Regardless, it's undeniable that the Unicorn and its healing abilities is the best for the Queen. And in summary, Royal Champion will have Diggy, Queen will have the Unicorn. Okay, so now that leaves us with the trouble children, the King and the Grand Warden. The King I expected, but the Warden? Come on now. There's some debate over what the best pet is for these two, and I'm going to break them down accordingly. Now for the King, the most used pet combination was the Phoenix, with a whopping 88% usage rate. However, the remaining 12% all went to Frosty, making the rare King of the North combination. Now the Phoenix being the most popular makes sense. It allows for the King to stay alive longer and tank as well as dish out more damage than he could otherwise. Frosty provides good utility for the King as well because it can slow down the defenses. This allows the King to live for longer. Whether you use the Phoenix or Frosty, the premise is the same. You want to use the pet to make the King live longer. Think about it like those lifestyle and diet changes our doctors tell us to make, but we never do. There is a slight caveat though. Whenever the King of the North combination was used, the Phoenix was paired with the Warden, so pros sometimes utilize the Phoenix on the Warden instead of the King. So what does this mean for you and what should you use at home? Well, unless you're getting ready for the next Clash of Clans tournament and need detailed changes, I would almost always recommend the Phoenix for the King. The Warden, however, is not that simple. He's that guy that always looks simple, but when you get to know him, he's actually complicated as. The pros couldn't agree on the #1 best pet for the Warden because there were 4 different pets used 20 or more different times. But don't worry, I'm going to break down all of them for you and giving you my best recommendation. The pet that was used the most was the Owl, which was 113 times out of 209 for a usage rate of 54%. This makes sense. The Owl outranges a lot of troops the Warden goes with, so it can stay back and help contribute more damage. It's also useful for Warden walks or any attack that uses the Warden to funnel. The Owl being used isn't a complete surprise though, but some of the other pets might be. The second most used pet was the one that I didn't expect, the Poison Lizard. Now the Poison Lizard was used 50 times, giving it a usage rate of 24%. When the Poison Lizard first came out, I thought it was the worst pet in the game and that it wasn't worth investing into. I mean, look at the level of the Poison Lizard on my main account. When I dug a little bit deeper though, here's what I discovered. The Poison Lizard has the most DPS of all of the pets and it has a good poison ability. This makes it one of the best support units for the Warden. The DPS is significant because if it's with the Warden, it can hide behind other troops and just dish out damage for the whole attack. The poison ability is also helpful if there are heroes in the center of the base. Headhunters would have trouble reaching some of those parts. Thus, the Lizard is useful when there are central heroes or a bulky ground attack. These scenarios allow it to use its DPS and poison ability the best. Now moving on to the third pet for the Warden, it was Frosty, which was used 20 25 times and had a usage rate of 12%. Now I'm going to be honest, I have no idea why Frosty was used most of the time. If I had to guess, it would be to slow down defenses as armies move throughout the base, but to be honest, I think some of the other pets serve a better function for the Warden than the slowdown function of Frosty. But perhaps this could be a learning moment for me as well, so comment if you guys have any idea of why Frosty was used with the Warden. The fourth most used pet does make sense, and that is the Phoenix, which was used 20 times with a usage rate of 9.5%. Since the Warden has an HP buff, some pros would want it to last longer throughout the base and to keep going. This also leaves the Phoenix for cleanup or extra damage. Now I already recommended the Phoenix for the King, so I personally would not recommend using the Phoenix for the Warden. And surprisingly, there was actually one more pet that was used with the Warden, and that was Lassie. But this is almost as confusing as the yak being put on the Queen, so do what you will with this information. So after analyzing the 4 most used pets with the Grand Warden, which one would I recommend? Well, in simple terms, either the owl or the lizard, with more preference to the owl. The owl serves a very good function, and you can start upgrading it in Town Hall 14 instead of having to wait for Town Hall 15. It allows for safe and easy progression for developing players, and it's also the go-to option for air attacks. The lizard can be useful against heroes in ground attacks, but it does end up being situational. For those of you that want to keep it simple, the owl is the way to go. So the best and most used combination is on screen right now. Screenshot it if you need it for the future. Now that we know what this best combination is, why don't we go ahead and talk about the upgrades and the priorities that we'll make to get to this combination as fast as possible. Now when we get to Town Hall 14, I want you guys to exclusively upgrade the owl and the unicorn. Because pets take a very long time to upgrade, we don't want to spend time upgrading those things that are not going to benefit us in the long run. Thus, make sure you only upgrade the owl and the unicorn at Town Hall 14 and then focus on Diggy and the Phoenix when you get to Town Hall 15. Now for those of you that say you want to be at Town Hall 14 just a little bit longer, I would actually recommend pushing to Town Hall 15 and unlocking these offensive upgrades as fast as possible. I think this is going to make you a much more effective player in War and in Legend League. Furthermore, since the Poison Lizard is the 5th most used pet, I would recommend that during Clan War League or Legend League pushes, or any time that you need all the optimal pets, you just go ahead and upgrade the Poison Lizard. This way you have this backup option for the Warden if you need it. But wait, none of this will really matter if you're stuck at Town Hall 13 and you never get to Town Hall 14 or Town Hall 15 to even unlock pets. That's why you need to watch this video right here to learn how you can skip Town Hall 13 within a few months and get all the pets that you need. And yes, I said just a few months. It is possible. Just watch the video to find out.